Good morning. It's Sunday from sunny Far East. It's beautiful. It's up in the 30s outside. That's why we've got the windows, curtains drawn. It gets so hot in here. Anyway, I thought I'd relate something that happened to me whilst I was in prison. Whilst I was there, I had my TV stolen. And I'll tell you, I think it's some kind of scam, but, I still haven't figured it out yet. This nice black fella who I got on with, I think his name was Wiggs. He seemed to run the show, amongst the brothers. Anyway, he asked if I could, did I watch the football? And I said to him, no, I wasn't that interested. So he says, could he borrow my TV? So straight away I says, yeah, sure you can. I like him, a nice fella. Didn't give it a thought as to why it was he didn't have a TV. Anyway, so I says, yes, he can have my TV. Help himself. Then, later on, I come home, my TV's gone. Fine, Wiggs has got it. Anyway, it fell in there. Wiggs, and when I said I'd give him the TV, he says, "Oh, I'll give you something." I said, "No, that's all right. I won't watch the football anyway." But he insisted, and consequently, that's all part of the scam. The fella next door to my kennel, I call my cell my kennel because it's more like a kennel than a cell. The guy next door to my kennel his name was Bill, and he was like, he really thought he was something, he like strutted around like a peacock, or cockerel, and he had he had quite a few followers, He was what you call a traveller, gypsy, yeah. And he was like one of those guys. His dad was some kind of hard case in the gypsy community or something. Consequently, you had like these communities in there. You had your travellers, you had your brothers, and then you had like EDL members, which are mostly like white skinhead type, and the others all just trying to keep themselves to themselves, Anyway, this Bill says to me that he's got this spice what I was going to get for this TV. He's going to give me a bit of spice, which is it's available in prison. It's like an artificial cannabis or artificial marijuana. Yeah, it's got no smell. They spray the chemicals in marijuana onto this stuff, then you smoke it. So anyway, that's what I got as payment. Bill says to me that he's got my payment and that he had got my TV. Well, I weren't happy with that because I didn't like Bill. He's a bully, And so I was annoyed about that, and it comes out that him and Wiggs did some kind of deal between themselves. Wiggs was downstairs, and he was borrowing my TV from upstairs. Bill was borrowing a TV from a fella downstairs, so they came to an arrangement where Wiggs simply had the guy on his floor, and Bill had mine, which was, So that's all part of the scam, That's where it all gets complicated. Anyway, I've got this spice, and I'm having a smoke of it, and I'm laying there writing, and the game's going on. West Ham versus Arsenal, big grudge match. You've never heard anything like it in your life. I've been through some storms and stuff, My goodness. I don't know what they're doing. They must have been banging the doors with chairs and the pipes. Anything they could. My goodness, the place was shaking. Especially when they scored. Man, it was an experience. Anyway, at half time, it's quiet, and of course they're all talking about the match out the window, across the courtyard. Anyway, bang bang, next door, the prison guard has gone in and found Bill with the telly, because Bill couldn't sit there nice and quietly, with this bit of contraband, and enjoy the match. No, Bill had it full on, rattling the doors, shouting out the windows, cheering on his team, Anyway, this guard, this Mrs. Collins, picture her, she's maybe early 30s, short, dumpy, black cropped hair, glasses, lesbian, throws her weight about, and she's inside. What the effing hell's going on, where you get the telly from? Straight away, I'm hearing him. He said he got it off the old boy next door, with the grey-haired old boy, Derek, next door. And I'm hearing all this, and I'm fuming, of course, Anyway, I heard her then march outside and shout at her men, because she was like the senior officer. What the effing hell's going on? All these guys on with basic, not meant to have a TV, they're all watching and enjoying the game. And then she sends her men out, and they take off, check out all the guys on basic who shouldn't have TVs, whether they've got them, all because of Bill and his big mouth, Anyway, I'm fuming, and I'm saying, right, I'm thinking, I'll pretend that I'm going to push the bell, tell them that I was asleep, have woken up with all the commotion, and have discovered my TV missing. Someone's nicked my TV. Anyway, I'll tell Bill that's what I'm doing. Anyway, he's begging me, isn't he? Oh, don't tell him I've nicked it, And then he's out the window and he's telling people, and they're all coming back to me. No, you don't grass him up and shit, So I keep my mouth shut. So Bill, who had my TV, has now had it confiscated. Then I gets in starts a bit of a rift between me and Bill. He's lost my TV. He's had my TV and lost it. He's going to get me another one. And I told him that pretty clear, And when he was begging for me not to say that someone had nicked my TV, when he was begging, he said that he would get me a TV. So I left it. He was going to get me this TV. Anyway, weren't long till Bill's got a TV and I still haven't got my TV, so you can imagine I'm fuming. I hate this Bill as it is, He's a funny character. I've written loads and loads and loads about Bill. Oh man, did I have a gas with Bill. Anyway, this TV, I'm going to steal his TV. So by this time, me and him, I'm making arrangements to meet him in the showering block, and there's going to be a fight. I've arranged it, yeah. 4 o'clock when I get back from the kitchen, me and him in there, a couple of guys in there to witness it, a couple of guys on the door. So I wanted a couple of guys in there to witness, what happens, so as they can tell the story of me throwing Bill all round the shower block, giving them a good hiding. Anyway, he's straight at my door, isn't he? As soon as I get back, he's at the gate and he's, oh, Derek, we're all right, aren't we? I'm going to get this TV, and he's begging, so fights off, I let it go. And did I get my TV back? No, I didn't. I'll tell you how I did get a TV. My mate's downstairs, Bobby. I'll tell you about Bobby. Bobby, he was transferred from Rochester because he was protesting, got up on the roof. He was all over the papers, and they sent him down to Elmley. I know the reasons why he was up there on the roof, and I can tell some stories about it. They almost beat him to death, and he was under the threat of death, like me. So he had to get up on the roof, and they moved him out to Elmley. And whilst they was investigating, he was in my block. Anyway, we got to be good buddies, and he's going to get me this TV. And this other screw's going to get me a TV as well. Someone who knows my family, yeah. He's going to get me a TV. Anyway, he unlocks the door that morning. He's been away on his holidays. Comes in. Oh, Derek, you still not got the TV? No, fucking Bill. Still not got my TV. Anyway, he says, right, I'm going to get you a TV today because someone's moving out. Anyway, in the meantime, he goes off, and in the meantime, a telly appears in my room. Someone's moved out, and they've got in there and got this telly. So it's under my bed, A little while later, Mr. Collins comes back, asks me, have I got a telly? I could have said no, but it was just under my bed, So I had to say yes, and then he wanted to know how I got it, and I told him it just appeared, Some good wishes got me a TV. So he said, because they were searching for this TV, they wanted this TV, and who had stolen it and all that, and it was the same TV that this screw had promised me. And he said, he got a TV. I said, yeah, it's just under my bed. So he gets it out, and so he says, okay, then we're cool, you've got your TV and you're okay. So yeah, sort of. And so I got a TV that way. My mates stole one for me, and I didn't have it long. I think I only had it. 2 days. 2 days. I was able to tease Bill to death though on the TV. Of course I did. Bill. He had night terrors, poor lad. Whilst he was outside, he was strutting around like like he ruled the place, and he had guys running around from all these young fellas, and he was all shouting out the window. He had this strange ritual. He sang this song about 9:30. Then he sang it, and he's quite a nice, good singer. And after that, he expected everybody to go to bed. He was constantly calling the guards, at people making a noise, Because when it goes dark, all stuff starts passing, and messages and cans in the yard and strings, and it's a bit noisy, and Bill's moaning and telling these screws quietly, I'm in there, and of course I'm listening. The screws come along, and he tells them quietly, what everybody's up to, making all this noise. It's a right nuisance he was. And I'd had some falling out with Bill. He chased this young guy from Dover, Gary his name was, and he was terrorising him. But this Gary's locked up, and Bill's he's ringing the bell. When you ring the bell, the light goes on outside, and Bill banging on the door, telling him to stop ringing the effing bell. Him who's ringing the bell all night, telling the screws all what's going on. I'm fuming, so I'm up there and tell him to effing leave the young lad alone. Who's he think he effing is? A blinking screw. Look, he wants to be a screw. Look, acting like a screw. And when the guards come along, I told them to get him a uniform because, Bill's doing their job, and, what they think they're fucking up to. Letting this guy like this fucking terrorise the fucking poor young lad, Anyway, me and Bill come to blows a few times. One time, I'm back from the cookhouse. I'm back from the kitchen. It's all about the telly, where's my effing telly? If that telly ain't there, when I get home from the kitchens, there's all else to fucking break loose, This is after I've let him off, fighting the shower pot. Anyway, I'm down there. I'm calling him out. He's on the balcony as I'm in front of him. He's got all his crew with him, and I'm ripping my shirt off. I'm having him there and then, and he's trying to talk his way out of it. And my mate from Margate, Marvin, he's taking care, watching my back over here. A couple of black brothers watching me back there. I'm just about to have him and his bloody soldiers. And the screws running, don't they? Yeah, so I got put on a report for that. That night, I think it's because I because I was threatening their blinking grass, you know. I had Mrs. Collins in with two big fucking guards, threatening. She said my face was down on the fucking concrete, you know, if I did it. And I fucking well believed her as well, you know. I'd heard guys say about, I've been down the hospital path, and I'd heard some stories of how she got some kind of sadistic pleasure out of beating young guys up, you know. These poor young guys are in their South Farmers, you know, all been through the social service system. Oh, excuse me. And I think about, you know, those poor fucking lads, what they go through, you know, having, you know, a lot of them being molested through social services and care homes, and, you know, and South Farm, and end up in there, you know, at the hands of people like Mrs. Collins and stuff, you know. And that's how, part of when I went through the guards, you know, I was saying, you know, how was they going to explain to their kids, you know, what they were doing, you know, the treatment they were giving these poor lads, you know, out of social services, and chucked in the society, chucks them in prison, and they're the guys left, you know, having to deal with it, you know. And how they do it, I don't know, you know. No wonder they're hanging themselves, you know. They have to promise them everything to get them in their cell, you know. Yeah, we're going to get your tablets, yeah, doctor, day after day after day after day, you know. It's terrible. It would have, whilst I was in there, it would have been, I was planning to protest about their being withheld their medication, because I can't see how, you know, how it is that their personal doctor can prescribe them drugs, having been on them for 10, 15 years, and then they go into prison and they cut them dead. You know, they cut them dead. 2-3 weeks. Some of these guys almost dying. Yeah, on heart medication is everything. You just wouldn't believe it. Neither did I. Anyway, I was going to be protesting about that. I was going to be outside those gates. As soon as I got out, I was going to be outside the gates, you know, protesting as to what the government's doing, withholding these drugs from these poor people. And but then I thought about it, and, you know, I've started with the 2-witness rule, and I think I've got to see that through to the end, really, before I can, you know, get outside this prison and start protesting there, which I hope to do in the future, because some of the treatment these guys are getting in there, it's diabolical. You just wouldn't believe it. You know, they encourage all the fighting and that. They keep them, don't give them any tobacco. Of course, they get into debt, and then that starts all kinds of fighting. Man, guys are getting beaten, a real harsh beating for, you know, sake of 3 or 4 quid. It's terrible, you know. It's terrible. I'm sure they could do that straight away just by giving them tobacco. Those who want it, and it would stop all this, you know, all this going into debt and not being able to pay it. It's shocking. Anyway, that's, you know, me telly. I got some stories to tell about this bill. I really have. It's funny. And I eventually got the telly back. I only had it back about 2 days, and I was put on basic when I spoke to the governor and told him, you know, the problems, what are they up to, you know, withholding medication, and these guards having to, you know, be like psychiatrists and that, you know, telling these people and promising them everything, and no wonder they were all killing themselves, you know, these guards. Anyway, that went down like a brick. And when I got the next day, when I was hoping to, you know, go to work, they said no work. I was on basic. My telly went. They took me extra mattress. They took. It was only allowed 1 bucket, you know, like washing buckets and stuff. So it was all basic. Yeah, you're down onto basic, and you're locked up 23 hours a day. So that's what I was on then, and all because of I told the guards, you know. But you know, I had some funny experiences. I'm going to relate the experience of how I got me cabin all painted out, me kennel all painted out. So I'll save that one for next time, so I'll have a brief look through my notes. So, yeah, that was the experience of the telly. I had my telly stolen while I was in prison. Had some scary occasions, you know, scary. That Mrs. Collins, what a wicked woman. Yeah, got some sadistic pleasure out of beating these young guys up. Yeah, she threatened me, and I believed her as well. She had two big fellas with her, you know. I'd have fought them, but 58, you don't get bounced back that easy, do you? As I found out about my foot. I was hobbling around for the first 3 weeks. I could hardly walk because I tripped off the bus and hurt my foot. And yeah, they all knew me by the guy who limped around, you know. I was limping around the kitchens working. Yeah. I had a lovely experience of the guy who came in to give Fibs a physiotherapy. Me and him got on like an house on fire. We exchanged some stories. Yeah, so that's another story I can tell about. There's some nice experiences. Well, you know, scary experiences and funny experiences. Yeah. Anyway, so that's just like to say, hope you enjoy these experiences, and I'm going to try to keep them coming if I can. So you all have a nice day, and thanks for watching. Bye.